How do we balance life with our adult children? That's the question. You'll have to forgive me for my quality of video. I'm driving on a bumpy road in the middle of nowhere. But I wanted to get this video done because this is the question that I have gotten more than any other from quite a few people. And it's a timely question for me because I now have 2 children that are adults, and it's a new season of life for me. So, how do we navigate this with our adult children? And through these life-giving conversations this week and studying and thinking back, I've come up with a couple conclusions. First of all, obviously, is it's a different stage of parenting. It completely changes when our kids become adults. And even though we know that, I feel like it should be said. Like when our kids are young, under 18, when they're little, it is completely our responsibility as parents to, on the proverbial road of life, to point out every pothole or every danger, possible wrecks, try and help them make the right turns. All of that lies on the parents' shoulders. The buck stops here, and it's my responsibility. However, when they become adults, I hand over the keys. No longer my responsibility to point out everything or try and guide on every turn. Nope. Now I learn to keep my mouth shut. So I was thinking back on when I was young, say 18 to 24-ish, and the people in my life who kept trying to be my navigators, right? The people who kept trying to say, oh, be careful with that, or maybe you should do this. I gravitated away from those people because I took it as a personal insult. I thought, wow, I'm an adult now, and they must think I'm stupid, or they don't trust me. Do you see what I'm saying? And that was kind of a huge realization for me as a mom now, saying, oh, this really matters. I shouldn't be overstepping my bounds anymore, because I don't want you don't want your kids to think that you don't trust them or have faith in them. It's quite the opposite of what they need. They need our encouragement. They need affirmation. They need compliments or whatever. Like, there's a scripture, I don't remember where it is right now, but it says there's power in the tongue to bring life or death. And I realized that if I am still trying to be mom in that aspect, where I'm constantly warning or pointing out or trying to guide, that actually doesn't bring life anymore. Because God made these stages and we're supposed to shift with them. And when you're a young adult, you know that. You want to be your own person and you want to make your own decisions. So when mom and dad try and step in and do that, it's an insult. So as mom, I need to completely shift what I'm doing and no longer try and parent in that way. Now it's just me affirming a good choice or whatever. I need to make sure that my words bring life and encourage and build confidence. And usually, a lot of times, I suppose that means I'm not going to say anything at all. Other than just affirming, oh, that was, I'm proud of how you did that. Or you're doing a good job. Period. There's always something good to be found. And that's one thing I realized through conversations this week with friends. Some of them described very, very difficult situations, right? Families torn apart, children not speaking to their parents at all, or, hard situations. But there was still always something good to be found. And that's what I realized was, even if they're not hardly talking to you, are they being adults? Are they supporting themselves and their families? Because that's huge. That's huge. So compliment that. And not only to our kids, but to everyone else. we need to be really, really careful if we are giving life or death when talking about our kids in the communities. Because if we're out there saying, oh yeah, this is bad, if anything else, we're just sowing into the spirit in a bad way. So, no matter what, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And start learning to sit in the back seat. God created these life stages on purpose, and they don't have to be so difficult. It can be a privilege to sit back and watch the Lord work in our kids' lives. And I guess that's kind of the bottom line, is do we actually have faith in the Lord to work in their lives? And the hard kind of faith where we completely take our hands off of it and say, all right, it's up to you now, God. And then do we actually have faith in our kids? Do we think that they can do good? That is kind of my roadmap ahead. So have faith in your kids, have faith in God, and speak life. How do we balance life with our adult kids? That's the question.